Yeah, hello, welcome. We're here in Holland, Witteveen. I'm here with Maya Kersten. First of all, Maya, thank you so much for being here. I'm very grateful for you for this opportunity. I'm grateful because I, for 3 years, attended your course.
Mm-hmm.
First as an individual course for my own development,
Mm-hmm.
and it's brought me a lot of insights into my own intimacy, my relationships with myself,
Mm-hmm.
my partner, my family, and it's gotten a lot more deep,
Mm-hmm.
meaningful, vulnerable,
Mm-hmm.
and so that's also why I'm so grateful, and I want to share a little bit of that and your knowledge, and I'm curious, so let me just hit it off with the first question to you.
Let me first say I'm happy you're in the group.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a whole dynamic. We were about 18 or so, and we have a lot of mirrors. Just like in a relationship, we have mirrors. If you're in a group, you have even more mirrors, and that helps.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So my first question to you is not related to the topic, but I would like to ask you, what are you most excited about in your personal life right now and globally?
Oh, most excited, if I'm honest, I'm about my grandchildren because from my youngest son I got twins to be a grandmother, and that is so beautiful because I can see again the development of a child in his innocence from scratch on, and it fits in my theory.
Mm-hmm.
What I see, and I learn even more. And on the other side, what I see in the world, that it's very important that we change our attitude towards sexuality, because when we block the stream in us, we block also our life energy, our creativity. And I see the big problems in this time are all connected to these blockages. So it's really needed to have another imprint about what sexuality is and how it works in the psychosexual development from child to adulthood. That all the old imprints disturbing really our inner flow, but also the relationships we have.
Mm-hmm. You call your program Heart and Sexuality.
Yeah, but I have now another title,
Mm-hmm.
and that is Sexual Dignity, because you're the last group from the Heart and Sexuality project, and from now on I call it Sexual Dignity.
Both work fine by me. You also have a book called Sexual Dignity.
Yeah.
And that's a great book. It's a keeper of wisdom. Nevertheless, what this is famous for is Heart and Sexuality, what you also represent.
Mm-hmm.
And why did you call it that way? What does it mean to you?
The first title or the second?
Heart and Sexuality.
That means that we connect the heart with the sexuality, because often the heart is split from the sexual organs. And the title means we try to reconnect them and clean both poles. And because I worked under an institute with this title and not anymore, I changed the title now, because this becomes my own project, the Sexual Dignity.
Mm-hmm. Which sounds to me like the result of a good connected heart and sexuality.
Yes. Yeah, for me it fits for my new phase. I'm in a new phase. To be also a therapist and train a grandmother,
Mm-hmm.
and a new title fits also to this new stage.
Mm-hmm. So Maya, in your career,
Mm-hmm.
you have gone through different therapies. What would you say, why is sexual psychotherapy what you do now?
Mm-hmm.
Why is that your best choice?
It's the best and the latest choice, because I realized that in most of the therapy education, sexuality is underwatered, or it has just a little place. And for me it's the basic of all the other therapies, because we come from sexual encounter of our parents, so that is our start. And the deepest problems we have come from that we are not recognized as sexual beings. So I learned that I can come far with body psychotherapy, but still I miss something, I miss the ground. And also my personal development, I have reached the heart with my first education, but not really my pelvis.
Mm-hmm.
And only the dealing with the sexual energy makes, that you feel grounded, or that you are stable, or you can contain also the child feelings. So for me, that is the ground that we all therapists should have knowledge and skills for working with this.
What I like about it personally is also that you give the tools, we learn the tools how to give clients to contain, then like you said, contain, to work with the inner child and to contain the inner child, to keep it safe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure, would you say that's also the case for other sort of therapies, or?
Yeah, safety is the first thing. If you don't feel safe, you cannot trust the therapist, and you cannot open up. So safety is the first, also in this therapy. If we start directly with the theme sexuality, it would not work. We first have to make it safe and acknowledge even the younger child before the erotic flow is coming into consciousness, to have a basic to work on with this vulnerable part. So that's why we started with the baby, even with conception.
Mm-hmm. So, generally speaking, what would you say in a client's span of attention? How many sessions are needed to get to the place where you can really work as an adult?
That is very difficult to say in general. It depends where you start. I mean, some people are so traumatized that you need a lot of work. Mm-hmm. And for some people, they make big steps and they don't need so much therapy. Mm-hmm. It's very different.
Mm-hmm. But there is hope for everyone. That's
yes,
good to know. Even if certain imprints have been missing or have gone the wrong way, which certainly for most of us they have. Nothing has been ideal, 100%. There is hope, and for that we use a tool called, or we use ideal parents. Mm-hmm. Would you say a few words about that?
Yeah, it's a therapeutic concept. I mean, nobody expects your parents' ideal. That's not possible. But as a therapeutic tool, it works. That you imagine it is possible that parents give support, they mirror in a good way you as a sexual being. So it has a comforting part, but also you learn to speak out what you would really need, to recognize your needs inside, but also the right you have as an upgrowing child to be supported or to be acknowledged as a sexual being. So you reclaim, in fact, your right. Mm-hmm. And in the first phase, we use ideal parents. In later phases, we try to see the essence in the real parents, and to get that in as inner parents, so we finally can support ourselves.
I can feel that. Thank you so much, Maya.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure.
You're very welcome.